Hello, my name is Jonathan Forster and welcome to the Multi-Story Thinking podcast on interior design. I'm an interior designer and educator. My job is to improve quality of life and productivity by helping people to create beautiful and practical spaces to live and work in. The Multi-Story Thinking podcast takes an educational slant to the interior design world. If, like me, you are curious about how things are done within the industry, how people get their breaks, and how they develop their careers, and get some top tips and advice, then this is a podcast for you. So sit back, relax, as we help unravel the mysteries of interior design. Brian McManus is the Director of Supreme Upholstery, an upholstery manufacturer founded in 2016 and based in Trafford Park, Manchester, in the UK. Supreme Upholstery is on a mission to provide high-quality furniture at affordable prices. With an extensive range of sofas and armchairs designed and manufactured on site, they supply both the commercial and residential sectors. Brian has 50 years' experience in sofa and chair design as development manager and production manager. He's worked with renowned companies such as Lyndon Design, which made furniture for Harrods, Heels and the Crown Supplies. I chatted with Brian via Zoom in early 2025. In this episode, we discover how Brian began his career as an upholstery apprentice, the importance of quality and being transparent with your customers, how raising awareness and developing relationships with designers and retailers helps to generate business, the significance of a well-organised production flow, and why, if you want to be a good upholsterer, you need to take care of the inside. Thanks, Brian, for joining me. And obviously, I come across you recently and had a look around your factory, which is always great. I love going around factories and seeing how things are made. And you're an upholstery manufacturer. Can you just give me a bit of background as to, how you got yourself set up?
Yeah, I left school at 15 and a half and went straight into the upholstery because my father was an upholsterer. And when I watched him doing it, I was really interested. He taught me bits and pieces before I'd actually left school. So when I went into work, I had 6 months working on the shop floor, which was making buttons, brushing up and running errands for the upholsterers. When I turned 16, I started an apprenticeship. I worked at J. Dykes and Sons in Glasgow and started an apprenticeship and then went 3 years block release at college, which block release is a week in every month. At that time, it was City and Guilds we had to do. So I'd done all my City and Guilds. Second and third year, I got top student award. And when I finished my apprenticeship, 20, I went straight into design and development, working with the development manager and working with designers. The first designer I worked with was Jeff Goodrich from Goodrich Designs. He used to design for J. Dykes and he came up and I worked alongside him. Worked a few times with Jeff and then he left and I didn't see him for about 6 years later when he came back to do a design for a company called Trimline Upholstery, where I was upholstery supervisor but still doing the development. A very small company. I think there was about 5 people worked there.
So when you were doing your City and Guilds, was that actually the learning to upholster, build frames, upholster fabric?
That was all part of it as well. Yeah. So we were taught how to make the frame, how to cut the cover, lay it out, the best way to do the patterns of the job, and taught how to sew it and then upholster it.
Yeah.
So through that, in the 3 years, it was a part of each. Also, French polishing which was mainly just the legs or any polished arms that were on the job.
Yeah.
We
So
had
you've
to
got
do
that
it.
really solid understanding of how things go together right from
Yeah,
the start.
yeah. So I'd done that, and then I moved away from Glasgow and went to a company called Lyndon Design down in Cheltenham.
Yeah.
Now, at Lyndon Design, we made furniture for Heels, Harrods, and the Crown Supplies, which is the British embassies throughout the world. That was an experience in itself, because this was before the fire rigs came in.
Right. Yeah.
But we did have to cover all their jobs in a barrier cloth before we put the top fabric on. We also had to have the springs coated so they wouldn't rust. We had to use stainless steel staples, which at the time I think it was about £1.50 or so a box of staples. There were £20 for the stainless steel staples to do these jobs. And the reason for that was we didn't know where they were going. They went to a central warehouse in London, and the government just really decided what embassy they were going to.
Get them out across the
They
world.
shipped them out, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So they could have gone to a really hot country or a really cold country.
Yeah.
They had to be, the frames had to be all sprayed and treated for all sorts of insects, and so did all the materials that went into it. So as I say, it was a big experience working with them. It was, there was so much went into that. And they would drop in at any time without a phone call or anything, just to make sure that everything we were using was to their specs.
Quality control. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Yeah. So you've had a real, that real sort of deep dive into the detail of that then, right from the start of your career.
After Lyndon Design, I ended up a few years later, I was working for a company called Walker and Homer, who had 9 different companies throughout, South Wales and the Midlands, and they had one up in Newcastle as well. They were the sister company of Christie Tyler.
Yeah.
So the head designer there was called Trevor Rowbottom. I worked directly for him and the CEO of the group. My job was group development manager, troubleshooting in the design and development of the new models coming out. So if any factory had a problem, they used to phone up and say, "Can I book Brian's time?" And I would go to that factory and spend however long it took to sort out the problems they had with the design or show the upholsterers or the machinists how to sew it or upholster it.
Right. So sort of technical issues or helping them to understand how to create some of the design features?
How it was actually upholstered.
Yeah.
Some of the upholstery could be a bit complicated. So we had all that to do, which I really thoroughly enjoyed it. But I wanted into production management for my sins, and after about 5-6 years, I left Walker and Homer and went up to Olympia Furniture in Manchester. I worked in there as development manager, moved into production management, and ended up general manager of that company. So I worked in the management side as well. And then moved to a company called John Fleming's, which was bought over, called Forest Sofa. And I was production director there for 16 years. I worked there and, took the production from quite a low level to a very high level. The turnover was like 10, 12-fold by the time I had finished. We had done really, really well. I left there because I didn't like the way the company was going and I wanted out. I was getting put under more and more pressure and I wanted out of it. once I decided to leave, I didn't know what to do with myself, because the only thing I had ever done was manufacture furniture,
Yeah.
or, furniture production manager in a furniture company. So that's when I decided I'm going to start my own company. And I thought, where will I go? What can we, what area and all that? And I had a production manager working for me called Teresa. I confided in Teresa and told her that I was leaving and what my intentions were. And Teresa said, can I come with you, work for you, but I want to come into partnership. Well, with Teresa's background and knowledge, buying and all that side of it, production planning, we said yes, and the two years started up Supreme Upholstery in 2017.
2017, right? So did you have a factory, or you set it all up from scratch? Because it's quite a big
We,
operation, isn't it, to put
yeah,
together?
we set it up from scratch.
Yeah,
We came in, we got the unit, and we came in and we looked at it, and on a sheet of paper, I drew out how I wanted the flow to go, the production flow, and ended up getting chalk and chalking out all the floor in the factory to make sure we had enough space for everyone to work. And that's what we've done. We started building partitions to cut off the wood mill. We've got our own frame shop and wood mill. So every place was laid out so that the goods came in one way, went right round and went back out the same door again.
yeah.
Finished. And the flow works really well.
So just to explain that a bit more in case people don't really appreciate it. I mean, I when I was younger, I worked on a placement in an upholstery factory, and it was an amazing experience. But it's about the layout, isn't it? Because you've got your frame making, so there's a wood element of it. You've
Yeah.
got your cutting of the fabric, you've got the sewing of the fabric, then you've got the upholstery element,
Yeah.
putting it all together.
The last thing you want is to be bypassing an area to go back to there again.
Yeah,
So you've got to make sure that every step of the way it's moving forward and round, like in a circle, more or less.
yeah,
You don't want to go from A to C back to B.
yeah,
You want A, B, C, D all the way around.
yeah,
And that's how we planned it out, and that's how it works just now.
yeah.
I think I explained it to you when you came in and you saw that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's about organization, isn't it? That sort of thing.
yeah.
Um,
It cuts down time and increases production levels.
mm,
So you've got to get the method right.
exactly. Yeah. So with Supreme, who are you targeting in terms of what are the products that you're selling typically?
Well, it's all obviously it's all upholstered furniture, but we make a lot of sofa beds for hotels,
Right.
large hotel groups that we've got in with, and sofas, chairs, chaise lounge, that sort of thing, all for the contract market.
Yeah.
We've also done bits and pieces for the NHS, but it's mainly hotel groups in holiday parks.
Right. Okay.
When I say the holiday parks, not exactly the caravans, but the bar areas in them
I see.
or
Yes.
reception areas.
Yeah.
So we do reception areas of office blocks and things like that as well.
Wherever you need a sofa or chair, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But we've got a lot of domestic customers who come through our door, which is mainly word of mouth, that they've been recommended to us, and they'll buy through our websites, or
Mm.
they'll come in because they live in the area. But we've delivered to London, South Wales, up to Glasgow.
Yeah.
So we do our own deliveries.
So you're based in Stretford in Manchester,
Yeah, Trafford Park.
Trafford Park.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
So you've got that mix of mostly commercial, but some residential. Where do you see yourself sitting in the market then? And also, what sets your products apart, really, I guess, in terms of the competition?
Well, we we offer a bespoke service. So, if somebody can't get a sofa somewhere, then to fit the area that they would like to put it in, they'll come in and we will make it to the exact size,
Mm.
height, width, depth that they want. We do a lot of work with interior designers, but I feel that we're set apart from other people. First of all, when you walk through the door of a reception area, you can see the quality because you're walking in straight into the showroom,
Mm.
and you can see the quality that we offer. You can also see the design flair in it. So people come in, and if they don't, if they've got a specific design in mind, then if they scribble it down on a piece of paper or whatever, or explain it to me, I'll do my best to get it exactly as they want.
Yeah.
So as far as setting us apart from others, I feel that is a big advantage we've got, because we never rush people either. If somebody comes through the door, we'll take the time with them, and we never push them into buying anything.
Mm.
If they buy, it's a bonus. If they don't, then it's their choice. There's no pressure on them
Yeah.
whatsoever.
You've not got like, massive, great big production line, desperate to pump out stuff to sell.
No, no, no. We take the time, and the staff that we've got are of the same attitude that the quality must come first. So they're not on piecework or anything.
Yeah.
They've got plenty time to do the job and do it properly.
Yeah. So that your positioning is kind of a quality product. It's not going to be necessarily the cheapest option, but it's going to built to last. And
Well, it's actually, I think you'd be surprised, because we've had a lot of people come in and they've been to high street stores,
yeah,
and they've said they can't believe the price that we charge
right.
against the high street stores. They say these are very, very reasonable. In some
Yeah.
cases, we've been cheaper
Okay. So
than what they've
you
seen
haven't
in
got the
other.
kind of retail overheads then, have you? And
We've still got the overheads.
yeah,
We've got, it's a big unit we've got,
yeah,
and for the area we're in, the renting rates is fairly high.
yeah.
For this area, but yeah, we're not greedy in the markups we make. So, we're happy with that.
Mm.
Another big advantage to us is that we're transparent.
Yeah.
So if somebody buys from us, we will say to them that when your furniture goes into production, we'll give you a phone call. If you want to come in and see that going through production at different stages, you're welcome. We don't hide anything.
Yeah.
We work with the best timber, and we work with 18 mil plywood. There is no MDF or chipboard or
Yeah.
anything in our frames. It's all solid. So, we're proud of what we make.
That's good. I mean, the thing about upholstery, once you've got the fabric on, it's very difficult to know what's underneath, isn't it? I mean, you can
Yeah,
feel the weight sometimes. You can get a sense of quality there, but if you can come and have a look at it when it's made, that's a really nice touch.
yeah. Yeah, we offer that. And also when people come in, we offer them different grades of foam
Yeah.
for the comfort they would like.
Yeah.
So there's so many different seat grades, and we'll say to them, what do you prefer? And
Mm.
if they explain to us that they would like a hard sit, then we'll recommend a foam that we think should suit. So we've got that as well. That it's not bought in bulk. We don't buy things in bulk.
Yeah.
We buy it to suit each job, and we don't make up front and hold stock. We make as the order comes in.
Right. I see. Yes.
Each
Yeah.
each order is made for that one
What's the
customer.
typical lead time then for a
Between 4 and 6 weeks.
okay, that's not too bad, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been set up for a few years now, and I mean, what's the future looking for? What area are you looking to develop in, or
Well, we've just actually started working with a sales agent who has a lot of contacts in the retail side and a lot of contacts with interior designers.
Mm.
So already she's had about 3, maybe 4 different interior designers in, letting them see the factory and everything. They're very pleased with that. She's got us in with an interior designer who has also got a shop now, 3-story shop,
Yeah.
and we're putting all our furniture into that. So that's a big plus as well. So there is quite a lot going for us there.
Yeah.
We've also had our website revamped just in the last 2 to 3 weeks. We weren't happy with how the website was. We spoke to the guy who'd done it, and he's worked on it with us, with the help of Teresa and the sales agent, and between them, they've come out with a really good website now. So we're really pleased with that, and we think that will pull a lot of people in.
Yeah, that's good. And how are you going about marketing yourself? I mean, you got a sales agent going out actively, but do you
Yeah.
advertise or anything like that?
Yeah, well, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You know, we've had adverts on the radio, and we've done a couple of adverts on Sky.
Right.
Had them on Sky.
Okay.
So,
how successful are those? I'm really interested to know,
it wasn't on Sky main channel because we couldn't afford that. That would have
right.
cost a fortune. It was actually on an Irish channel,
Right.
and we were on the programme, and we were interviewed in our showroom, and our factory was shown on the programme, and then we got the advert out. We had a few people in from it, not as many as we would have liked, to be honest,
Yeah.
but we did get a few sales from it.
Okay, that's good. I guess you got to try these things, haven't you? It's like,
Well, yeah, we done it twice,
yeah,
because we weren't too bad with it. It
yeah,
covered itself, more than covered itself.
yeah. Good, good. And so, what are you thinking the kind of challenges ahead, and also maybe the opportunities for you as a business?
Well, every day is a challenge. Every day we have something different. But
Yeah,
I just feel with the knowledge and the experience that we have as a team, we all pull together, and so far there is nothing that we can't do. We've come up against different things, and we've all pulled together, and somebody will come up with an idea of how to rectify that challenge.
yeah,
There's lots of opportunities out there. It's just a case of getting our name out to the right people, and the opportunities will come along.
yes,
And our name's starting to get more and more known. I know that we've been going for nearly 8 years now,
yeah,
but each year, well, most years, not every year, most years, we have increased our turnover.
yeah.
So we're not doing bad.
Well, that's good. I mean, bearing in mind we've had the pandemic in the middle of all of that, which must
Yeah,
have,
that was it. We were on and up, and then all of a sudden, with the pandemic, like everybody, it dropped off again.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. But we feel anyone we get through the door, I'd say, I know it's a very high figure, but I'd say 95 to 98% of them will buy from us
right, okay,
when they come in. When they walk in, they see the quality, and to show them round the factory, they can see how transparent we are,
yeah.
and they're happy with that.
I think that's a key element of it. About when I came to visit you earlier in the year, that sort of you can see the care and attention to detail, and you're not trying to like pull the wool over anybody's eyes, and
No.
you can see the value as well. I think the quality of it, which is really always nice to see. So yeah, I mean, you've been in the industry quite a long time. How have you seen the upholstery industry change over the years?
Well, there's just so many different ways in it. I've worked in different factories where I've worked in the cheap and cheerful side, very cheap and cheerful, which, I only lasted there about probably just over a year. It wasn't for me.
Mm.
And with some of the methods that they had was, unbelievable, but it was all for speed.
Yeah.
And the quality in these places was non-existent. It was a case of get it done and out the door, but people knew what they were buying, and that's why they went into these stores that sold them.
Mm.
I've worked in where it's been like sort of a more upholstery minded. So, you'd spend like a day or 2 days on a sofa to make sure everything was there. Nowadays, there seems more fitting of the job. So there's more sewing in it. A lot of the cover is sewn to foam and everything like that to try and speed things up in certain areas. So that's probably changes that I've seen throughout the years.
Mm. And what's your approach to sustainability then? And and also things, things. I don't know whether you get this much often, but if something like wears out or breaks or needs repairing, are you able to help customers like that?
If we don't do recoveries. If it's one of our jobs, which we've not really had anything back, I can't say that we've had faults with any of our furniture that's come back to us. A few weeks ago, one of the customers phoned up and said they had a problem with a foam cushion collapsing. So I went out to their house straight away, looked at it, said, yeah, there's something not right here. Ordered 2 new foams for them, sent the foam back to the foam manufacturer who tested it and said, oh, there was a problem with this block.
Yeah.
So it wasn't down to us.
Yeah.
But it was acted on very, very quickly, and the customer was happy. So, yeah, if anybody damages a sweet piece of furniture that we have made, then we will do our utmost to get it sorted quickly for them.
Mm.
So that's basically how we work. We don't, as I say, we don't do recoveries. Everything is manufactured new.
Yeah. So what's coming next then? What's on the horizon for Supreme Upholstery?
We've got a few big things in the pipeline. As I say, we've got this new interior designer. We've got another 2 interior designers who have been in to see us, and they're putting their specs together for me. And we've got an introduction to three large retailers with, very good, that sell very good quality furniture, throughout the whole store, not just upholstered furniture, all furniture, but, they've got very good names and expensive furniture.
Yeah.
So that's, if any of them come off for us, then, we've got a very bright and successful future ahead.
That sounds good. And you've been in upholstery all your life.
Yeah.
What keeps you going with that? I mean,
I enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
I take pride in my work. When I first started, my dad said to me, when you finish a job, put it on the floor and look at it, walk round it and look at it. And if you're happy with that, put it out. But if you're not, prepare the piece that you're not happy with. He said, but too many people take it off the bench and just throw it to the side to get the next job.
Yeah.
He said, take pride in what you do, and not just the outside of the job, the inside of the job. Trim all the cover off and everything like that. And it just proves what sort of upholsterer you are, that even although it's hidden, it's still very good inside, very clean. And that's what I look for, clean upholstery. And I look for that with my upholsterers. Make sure it's done properly.
I'd like to to thank Brian for taking the time to speak to me and also for showing me around the factory unit they have in Manchester a few weeks before the interview. It's really nice to see the process of how upholstery is constructed, right through from the wood shop through to the sewing and the final upholstery of the fabric and foams onto the frames. They've got a showroom on site, so you can go and have a look at some of the examples of the products they produce and also tour the factory and see the craftsmanship and also the process of putting these things together. Really impressed by Brian's approach to quality and detail, and this really come through. You can see this in the finished products, beautifully constructed and going to last a lifetime. There's some links in the show notes to their website. If you want to go and arrange a visit, you just need to get in touch with them. And if you're interested in specifying these for your projects, then as an interior designer, they're very well set up for working alongside designers in partnership to produce bespoke items as well as variations of the elements that they've already got in the production line. I'd like to thank Kate Fox from Fox Graphics Design and Marketing, who set up the opportunity to interview Brian and visit his showroom and factory. I'd like to thank Dave Clark from I Am The How for production support and invaluable advice in the setting up of this podcast. Kay Hansen for her planning support and co-hosting of these and our educational podcasts for the University of Plymouth, and Mark Frith for the music. I'd love to hear your feedback on the podcast. Leave a comment or get in touch via the website or Instagram. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.
Thank you.